Was at 21 against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 tournament. That's a left hand tapped up and in.
Benson, well defended by Cincinnati. Pull up. That's excellent defensive sequence there for Wes Miller's team. Here comes Lukosius. There's the passing ability. Right on cue. James looking for a blow by. Settles this time for three. Off the heel. Bandaogo with the follow. You get a wedgie on an alley-oop, too. An alley-oop wedgie, very rare. Or a phrase used by Ian Eagle. Oh, how about that? Shot clock. Whatever you do, it needs to be a quick hitter.
Really nice job by the Bearcats. Ball possession.
Well, the ball went on a mini run, 10-4 run, but then 2 straight turnovers. And they're back in this situation again, down by 16. Walker needs to be careful. He's in foul trouble.
Leader of the operation, I've got to do a better job. That was when they lost their 5th in the last 7 games. But there's been a turning point since coming to Kansas City. Over the last 2 days and listening to his huddle has been extremely complimentary, especially in that last huddle. He said, I love
Jennings. Dig that time pays off for Day-Day as it creates a steal.
And that's because Mitchell held his ground. Watch the lob. Yep.
Bandaogo. Floor.
He's an in-state kid.
Quite a bit, actually, this season.
Plays hard. Nice cut. Nice execution.
Him going certainly helps the cause to help out James and Thomas.
Oklahoma State turns it over for the first time. Spin move Mitchell. He's feeling it. Bandaogo underneath. Gets the friendly bounce.
Late January, and then about 2.5 weeks ago, West Virginia had a chance to win. I mean, look, you win 2 of those. I don't know if you're comfortable, but you're in for sure. At least as a match. It's a fine line.
Bandaogo. Still within reach, and they have the basketball. Trying to get into single digits before the break. Oklahoma State has led by as many as 18 in this first session. Single digits on the timer. Bandaogo with the stop. They're at full strength, but one of those losses came here at Oklahoma State. Miss from Sumnick, that popped out. Cincinnati has brought in Rayvon Griffith, a redshirt freshman, to try and provide a spark off the bench. Gets it up.
That's great.
A Thomas floater, no. Third chance for Cincinnati. And
Usually he makes those with his eyes closed. Shot seems a little not confident tonight, and then
brief stint on the bench is over. Dago. Muscle in. Underneath.
Unscripted plays that give you extra possession.
Grizzle James still can't get one to go, but the follow is strong by Bree. Missed the 3. Tipped out by Bandaogo. And it's James in the elbow. And tipped in by Bandaogo.
Great. This Houston team is as good as any of those 4 seeds. I'm convinced. I've watched a lot of their games, but seeing them live here today, they're capable definitely of winning the national championship.
Especially the slow start they got off to. Had that not happened, we'd be looking at a bigger blowout than we have right now. But Bandaogo underneath.
You just saw easily a top 5 pick.
James, no. And Bandaogo, the tap back is good.
Airballed a 3 earlier, so he was a little bit hesitant to shoot that, but got the pump fake and finished through Dylan Mitchell. That's a high-level finish.
James, Bandaogo, all alone, counting and 1.
He was a scorer earlier up to this point, or within the last 6 games. He has been a scorer, but his ability to be able to distribute like we just saw, he's grown.
He's rejected. Here's Thomas. Bandaogo with the follow.
In the first half, passed up some drives, chances to get fouled. Here's a lob, and Bandaogo finishes from
Thomas to run him down with a block. So Wes Miller putting a little length on Keyshawn Gilbert and Curtis Jones with Dan Skillings and Josh Reed.
That's 5 consecutive makes for Iowa State. They are 7 for 10 for the floor to start this one. The lob and the finish. Aziz. With Wes Miller playing the 2 point guards and adjusting to this lineup to start games, Chris, what type of options does that give Wes?
Well, in transition, it gives you 2 guys who can push, and then here, you can kind of pick on the matchup you like the best.
James shovels it to Aziz Bandaogo in the reverse, and it crawls in.
Score they've won, so you could draw a straight line between him getting buckets and then winning.
And he was starting with the injury to Milan Momcilovic, who missed 7 games with a hand injury. Jones went into the starting lineup, and since Momcilovic came back, Jones now coming off the bench. And he averages 17.5 a game.
You like Iowa State out of halftime, trapping that ball screen with Jizzle James, saying we are getting the ball out of your hands.
They find Aziz Bandaogo underneath. The game with 18 turnovers was a loss a couple of weeks ago here to Kansas State. Aziz Bandaogo.
With the coach, you just make one tweak, you see how it works, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and when it does, that gives your team so much confidence. And you can see they're just playing in trouble with them on the glass, but when they are able to secure the rebound, there's definitely opportunity to get out in transition, because Cincinnati is really crashing with 3 and 4 guys.
Bandaogo swarmed and one. Bandaogo.
Coaches in their 4th years at their respective schools, both searching for their first trip to the NCAA tournament. Both had success at lower levels. Craig Smith at Utah State. Aziz Bandaogo.
Now they're going to use some clock now, and got the ball in the right man's hands. This is where Thomas and James together really effective when you need ball handling and great passing.
Bandaogo flushes it home.
Cincinnati's offense has slowed down a little bit as Saunders hits both free throws and puts the Cougars in front. And they were not fazed when this place was going crazy and Cincinnati was knocking down every shot. BYU unfazed, and they put together a 12-2 run over the last 5 minutes. Reed inside, back for Jizzle James. Has already hit 4 from long range. Bandaogo, what a catch! Wes Miller calling in the orders from the sideline for Cincinnati. Inside, Bandaogo, and it was a good draw.
Probably talked about how they were in a similar situation last time these 2 teams played, and he needs a better response. He wants a better response from his team.
Lukosius now working with Bandaogo. Back to Lukosius, driving, awkward. Bandaogo somehow got to it.
Team Cincinnati is a slower team, wants to play in the half court. UCF is a faster team. They want to play constantly in transition and early offense. You can feel the flow of this game favors the Knights because of how quickly they're pushing after rebounds or deflections. Knights also with 2 offensive rebounds
early on, and how about the long step through and a silky smooth finish.
So Hall now with 6 points, 2 of 7 from the field, though. He was really active early on, and just his 2nd field goal of the game after getting one in the 1st minute.
Lukosius dumps it off. Bandaogo, the pump fake, and a wily move from the vet. Handle Mike O'Donnell.
They talked about him being 6'7" with guard-like skills, and put it on full display there. Ties it up at 32 apiece.
Thomas, what a pass to Bandaogo.
Excellent vision from Coleman when he was trapped there on the baseline. That pass doesn't happen unless Hall cuts them. Hall now with 12 points, 4 of 9 shooting. Skillings curling, tosses it up to Mitchell. Mitchell patiently flips it to Bandaogo, fouled, and he gets the hoop. I don't even know what's happening right now in this game.
We are seeing some athletic displays, and then here to Bandaogo.
And Darius Johnson, Jordan Ivy Curry, and Keyshawn Hall. But they are an elite free throw shooting team. Johnson, the 80% shooter, splits a pair, so the lead is 8 for Cincinnati.
Coaches to Bandaogo, has the height advantage and feathers in another one. In the short corner, hands it off to James. James, baseline jumper, well short, but right there.
Either way, both teams scoreless now, a minute and a half plus into the second half. Mitchell faces up, lobs it inside to Aziz Bandaogo.
Clock is down. Little coughs it up. Day Thomas, man up ahead. And stoke up that offense.
It's all about the jizzle. The ball to jizzle, attack.
Dago. Precocious is back in. Driving, lobbing.
Oh, great pass.
Aziz Bandaogo returns to the floor, and for a year he played just 10 minutes up the road at Utah Valley for Mark Madsen. And now in his second year at Cincinnati at Utah Valley, he was the WAC Defensive Player of the Year. And they get it to him over the top. Texas Tech.
That was good offense by Texas Tech. Now it's a little bit more of a rhythm. Well, Williams has the 2 turnovers, and that's very unusual for him.
5-ball game in 8.5 minutes. Bandaogo curling. James fire. See how Texas Tech attacks. Hawkins for 3. Came up short.
Good move by Westmiller. A little surprise attack.
Halfway through the second half, Mitchell inside, Bandaogo corrals and finishes.
That's 2.
Lob. Bandaogo.
Last year in Big 12 play.
Lukosius step back. That one way off, and I don't know how that ball just went in.
His own rebound. Lukosius, great pump fake. Everybody in the gym jumped. Rattles out, but who else? Bandaogo slams it. Splits the free throws. 14-point advantage for Baylor. Pressure extended. Thomas handles it. Day Thomas with the keys. One of the quickest players in America. Finds Lukosius. Lukosius gets the feed again. Top of the key. Snaps it back. Here's Thomas. Into trouble, but finds Aziz. Oh, nice. Where's that been all day?
Kidding. No kidding.
Roach denied at the hole. Skillings turns him away. Thomas. Pirouettes, wow. Bandaogo throws it down off the line.
In hostile territory against one of the best defenses and one of the best teams in the country. Your officials, Tony Padilla, Brett Smith, Kip Kissinger, Cincy in their home whites controls the opening tip.
Cincinnati's going to play 5 out. They spread it. They love to get downhill, and they love to lob that basketball to Bandaogo and Mitchell.
Jizzle James, number 2 in white. What a jump from freshman year to sophomore year it's been for him. 8 on the shot clock for the Bearcats. Here's James. There's the lob, and right on cue. Here's Love. Short. And it's cleared by Mitchell. Bandaogo, good catch by the big man.
Go ahead and throw in 9 rebounds for the big fella.
And he came in with those expectations, extremely productive in the Big Ten at Illinois, and without on top with a lob, Briar Cats. Thomas, hop through, reverse layup, tip slam. Aziz.
That helps you as a player.
Lob to the corner. Skillings saves it from going out. Into this set. James up top. What a tip. Aziz. Not let Cincinnati get off a shot. 10.8 left, down 5. Bandaogo, step through.
That's the second foul on Eason, so he has to go to the bench. Rims out for Lukosius, but another tip to James for a second chance opportunity. Ernest Ross is into the game for Grambling State, and it's not going to matter when you go up. Ross on the drive, high arcing shot. A couple of bounces off the rim, doesn't go down. That happened right on cue for you there, Terry. The smothering defense, and then this steal and dunk for Dylan Mitchell. It's 7-2 Cincinnati, 3 minutes gone. Another lob, this one for Bandaogo. And didn't fit. Looking for that backdoor cut a couple of times. It hasn't been there yet. Too short for Flippin. Dozier in there trying to get it. Falls into the hands of James. Well, they're playing lob ball today. Scrambling State can't stop it. Hutchinson almost banked that in from the corner.
How do you do that?
Run to the rim for Bandaogo. A chance for a 3-point play. It's in the good up fake, but a better closeout by James. Good zip pass to Ray, who starts this second half and dribbled it off his foot. Lobbing it up again. Bandaogo picking up where he left off.
That's better. Let's credit Cincinnati. Active hands is what we heard for 2 days, and that's what we've seen.
Santos gets the bucket. Under 9 minutes to go. Lead is 15. Forcing it inside there, and Bandaogo corrals it.
Off the bounce, this is Foster. His shot off the mark. And Cincinnati looking to push, throwing it up, and Bandaogo caught a body!
Possessions, though. Cincinnati's being a little bit over-aggressive attacking the offensive glass. That's allowing them the way to go the other way.
Bandaogo. Nice pump fake inside, no finish, but Bandaogo cleans it up.
On skates a little bit and hit the brakes and lifted and knew he had to put a little extra on it, and it was perfect.
James will use the screen from Bandaogo. Now goes up to his big man on his head.
Right now, Terry.
Well, they're tough. They don't see the name on your jersey. They see another opponent that they have to go through. And whether this team was assembled to win back-to-back MEAC championships, as you see the pick and slip, here's the package. You know, he wanted to honor his mother by going to Howard because his mother attended Howard.
Good job inside from Bandaogo.
Shoulders to get to the rim.
It's a 10-0 run for Cincinnati going back to the end of the first half, and another turnover for Howard. Mitchell, the lob to Bandaogo. Marcus Dockery, 44% from long range. All-conference second-teamer last year. Started his career at Maryland with the Terrapins. Good position for Bandaogo. Double team comes. Step through and the dunk.
That's what you do. You take your time. He has the ability to infuse the crowd because when he jumps in the air, he's already at the top of his dunk. Doesn't matter where the ball is. I don't think you can overthrow it. Speaking of overthrows.
Now they are 1,000. He's had a couple of quiet games in a row now.
There you go.
Betsy inside. Bandaogo the follow. And one.
But Tyler Betsy.
We've talked about Harper a lot, dealing with personal matters in his life, just everything, showing his skill set. Another law for the Power Fives has limited resources compared to the bigger programs. I didn't want to turn down anybody that wanted to try to help our program achieve success. So he'll take anybody and anybody that wants to try to help us.
Oh, my.
Nice move, and the finish from Bandaogo.
Report, everybody tuned in. A little late on the tag here.
Lukosius fades away from three, and the follow done from Bandaogo.
In the right direction. Lukosius tries again from long range. Bandaogo to the offensive glass and the stick back. He jumped. Alabama State getting some good looks, but since that Knox bucket to open up the game, struggling to get anything else to go. James, the lob up top, and boy, he's really...
College kids trying to get the mindset to be just trained assassins on a nightly basis.
2 at the line for Madlock, his first 2 points. Lukosius, wraparound pass to James. They play catch. James trying to go to work. He'll lob it up. Look at that! Entire ESPN crew bringing this one to you. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. Spend with family and friends. Lukosius has started to heat up in this second half. He'll pass it down. Hornets in the second half. Finds his way to Fulcher with 12 to shoot. Fulcher, high spin, can't go down. Up top and wide open once.
Basket, you give him space, they'll pull up.
Coach Stoudemire thinks he has a chance to be one of the best shooting bigs in his class, and the alley-oop to Ben.
Him and Mitchell have been the matchup to watch so far in the second half.
Hickman surges inside, feeds down low, Bandaogo.
Season due to an injury. Averaged 3 assists per game as a sophomore. This year already averaging 4 assists, so he's a guy that really facilitates. Up top to Bandaogo, the one-hand. Nichols timeout. Here's Ireland weaving back and forth. His floater is too strong. Josh Reed comes away with the loose ball. Bandaogo, this is a huge mismatch here.
Come on.
Cross down. Rucksecker got stuck. Miles misses. A little bit short. Good entry feed. Bandaogo had a little trouble with it at first. It's going to be a fun matchup tonight. A couple of 7-footers.
Come on.
Bandaogo wins that one.
On the bench.
Cincinnati by 3 through the first 3.5. They're trying to make it 5 on the lob to Bandaogo. So far, the only points for Morehead State, the Rucksecker 3. White tries to change that. Couldn't put it down.
Great defense by Dylan Mitchell, one-on-one in the interior.
Lukosius, a roundabout way to throw it up again for the big fella.
Some 80s music. Oh, Hannibal skates. I know he didn't like that. What a beautiful play.
Morehead State looking for Brelsford to contribute more offensively. Bandaogo's doing...
Speak two. I speak
What's
English
the second?
and hood. You know, some hip-hop. Other than that. Oh, my.
Wow. He's on one.
He wipes the sweat off of his mouth and points at Aziz Bandaogo and says, take that.
James lobs it up, and a good catch and finish from
elbows out there, and then when you hit him back, he wants to call as well.
That's a big loss, likely for the rest of this first half for the Golden Lions. 3 for Lewis. Good unselfish pass to set up Bandaogo. Left here to get back within 10 with the 3. Instead, it's inside. Reinhardt, crafty off the window, but it rolled off.
Good contest there by Skillings. Rim run by Aziz Bandaogo. There's no answer for
Dante Sawyer thought he had an easy deuce, and Cincinnati, led by Aziz Bandaogo, got it on the top of the glass. And now they'll throw it up over the glass. The Bearcats sizing up Moore, hopping into the lane. Moore with the really good defense, but it's tipped out back to James. On the lob, the one.